Even as a young girl, Mackenzie was driven to have her image out there. She was always posting every part of her life on social media, every friend that she had, everything that she was doing. Once Mackenzie started high school, I did notice a drastic change in her. And she dressed like she was going to apply for a job in a strip club almost. In high school, it was half shirts, booty shorts, furry boots that go up to your knees.
When she came into school, she had new Prada bags and new fuzzy shoes. Mackenzie definitely wanted to be the it girl and like everyone looking at her. Like all her poses would be the same like kissy face, the same outfits.
Mackenzie did want to be an influencer. She was a lot more driven than other kids at that school. She very much wanted to start her career.
But building a brand requires more than just the right look.
In order to have the whole party girl package, you needed the girlfriends to go with it. You needed the backup. Mackenzie had that support. Mackenzie's friends followed her everywhere. Any hallway Mackenzie walked, they were walking in a line down the hallway. Any bathroom Mackenzie was in, she had 10 girls in there with her. Her main girls were Rosie and Nina.
Mackenzie was definitely the queen bee, the star of the show. And it kind of seemed like they were her security guards.
Most of them wanted to be models, they wanted to be Instagram famous, like, oh, look at me, I'm out at this party, or look at this new outfit I got.
They definitely think that they're hot.
And there's one final essential accessory that Mackenzie flaunts online: a boyfriend.
Dominic Russo is an older boy. He was a junior when Mackenzie started dating him. She was 3 years younger than him. By the time 2022 comes around, they've been together for a couple of years. He's 20 and out of school. He came from a pretty well-to-do family. Dominic lives in the house next door to his parents. He had a recording studio in his house. He also dabbled in investing and Bitcoin. Obviously, she's very thrilled.
Dominic was goal-oriented. He had done well with stocks. He had opened up clothing lines. He wanted to be a singer. He was writing songs. He made the money, and he provided for Mackenzie. She was glued to Dominic's hip from the day that they met. They were inseparable.
Mackenzie basically lives in Dominic's house as well, even though she's only 17. They're having people over, they're entertaining.
By the time her senior year of high school rolls around, Mackenzie Shirilla seems to have it all. A hot boyfriend, a loyal girl squad, and companies sending her cute merch to model.
She's just living this life that any other girl her age would envy. It's July 30th, 2022 in Strongsville, Ohio. A lot of graduation parties going on. It's beautiful weather. And Mackenzie and Dominic are looking for something fun to do. And then they wind up at Paul's house. And around 1 o'clock or so, Mackenzie falls asleep on the couch. 5:15 in the morning, she, Dominic, and Davion decide to get up and leave to presumably drive home. The three never made it back.
Split in half from hitting the building here. It looks like this is where it's split.
It is a horrific crash. There are pieces of the car scattered all over. It looks like it's exploded. They look inside.
Oh my God.
You can hear the distress in the officer's voice.
Who can hear my voice? Oh, man.
Hey. Not good, not good.
They see a female driver. She is wedged with her head underneath the dashboard.
Breathing?
She's breathing. She's breathing. What's your name, dear?
She was wearing her seatbelt. She did have airbags. And the primary impact was on the passenger side of the car. She was incredibly lucky to be alive. Anybody would be lucky to be alive after a crash of this magnitude.
Mackenzie is airlifted to a hospital in Cleveland in critical condition. But she wasn't alone in the car.
Radio, we got at least 2 occupants in here. No one's moving. Oh my God. Oh my God. We got 2 that are gone.
Police were able to confirm the bodies were those of Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan. Mackenzie had suffered some injuries. She had a broken femur, she had a broken humerus bone, several fractured ribs, and some internal damage. I know she underwent several surgeries.
Of course, the first question everybody has for Mackenzie is what happened?
My dad was in communication with her and her parents the whole entire time. Mackenzie would talk to my dad almost every day after it happened. She would just cry. She said she blacked out, couldn't remember. She hit her head. She was sorry and she didn't remember anything.
As family and friends mourn, investigators start to build their theories about what happened.
The starting assumption was that this was teenagers probably partying on a Saturday night, driving too fast, acting recklessly, acting out of control.
I was assuming, I don't know, that she could have been drinking. They were young. I thought maybe she was just going fast or something and lost control.
Mackenzie's blood was submitted for toxicology results, and there was no alcohol in her blood. The only thing that was in her blood was THC, consistent with smoking marijuana. And they're thinking, she's high. This has got to be the most likely cause of this crash.
But a review of surveillance footage from the night of the accident reveals something far more disturbing.
There was a camera on a local business that was pointed almost directly at the intersection of Progress and Alameda. What you see at 5:34 in the morning is the Toyota driven by Mackenzie slowly approaching a right-hand turn. The turn signal is on, she's applying the brakes, and it's a very slow and controlled and deliberate right-hand turn. This was not reckless driving.
So what could have happened to turn this ordinary car ride lethal?
Officers are able to locate video from several businesses. So the next video is the crash impact video, and this is about 50 seconds after the first video. The video shows the car driven by Mackenzie for just a matter of seconds. It's going at an incredibly high rate of speed, just a white blur like a missile into the building.
From the video, it appears the brakes were not applied. Could they have been tampered with?
It was the speed and the absence of braking that really made the investigators starting thinking this may not have been an accident. Investigators had to look at every possibility that there could have been foul play. The police department called in a renowned expert forensic mechanic who was able to conduct a thorough investigation of that Toyota. They discovered that the braking systems were working properly, that the acceleration system was working correctly, that the suspension was working properly, and that there had not been any tampering with any of the vital systems of that Toyota to add to this crash.
The crash may have taken Mackenzie's boyfriend, but it's also delivering the thing she craves most.
And when she was in the hospital and posting about the situation, she did gain a lot of followers.
She was in news articles, she was on TikTok, she was on Instagram, she was trending on Instagram.
While Kenzie was in the hospital, on Instagram, she had some modeling agency that was commenting on her pictures, telling her how beautiful she was and how they would love to collab and work with her. She responded, "Oh, I can't wait either. Thank you so much for this opportunity." It was shocking.
2 people have just died and you were the driver of the vehicle, and yet you're over the moon that this agency has just reached out to you on social media. She gets out of the hospital, and one of the first things she does is go to a concert. And she's in a wheelchair, on her phone, presumably on social media, but she's dressed in a cute little outfit and out partying with her friends.
It's not a crime to have a good time, but my oh my, how quickly Mackenzie has moved on.
I'm not even cool. I'm just one of those girls that can do a lot of drugs and not die.
I mean, there's no one who can rationalize why a person would post something like that. But the most shocking thing was that Halloween video. It's now 3 months after the crash, and it's Halloween. And Mackenzie posts a video. It looks like she's dancing in a hotel room with a couple of her friends. And they jump from dancing to them in costumes dressed as corpses. And the reaction was just, it went wild.
I got really upset, and I'm like, what are they doing? Why are they dressed like that? So I went to my parents.
Davion was a little detective. She was getting a lot of information that we were able to share with the police. We were just absolutely blown away by the sheer audacity, the sheer lack of empathy that those pictures entailed. Show some remorse. Put down your phone for 5 minutes and grieve.
Davion's family aren't the only ones going to the police with stories of Mackenzie's behavior.
While Mackenzie's posting these things, members of Dominic's family are coming forward and giving an entirely different side of Mackenzie. Mackenzie controlled everything Dominic did. He was responsible for taking her to school and back sometimes. He was responsible for cooking her very demanding diet. He was responsible for entertaining her, taking her on vacation.
And by the spring of 2022, there's a huge rift in their relationship, and Mackenzie and Dominic are not getting along well at all.
Every time they would argue or fight, Mackenzie would throw a fit, belittle him, call him names, things like that.
Between her demands and her jealousies, Dom was losing patience.
You can't keep making all these threats.
Stop being a little bitch.
I can't let you in my house with how you're acting. It's as simple as that.
Dominic's mother had uncovered videos made by Dominic. He was using a friend's phone to record an incident where Mackenzie came to their house and was demanding access to the house.
Dom, if you do not open, you think I'm joking. You think I'm joking. You think I'm joking. I'm dead ass.
What do you mean?
You know it. That's exactly what I mean. You don't even know exactly what I mean. You're gonna come open this door right now, or there's gonna be a serious problem.
You can hear the intensity in her voice. You can hear her intensifying by saying, open up this door right now. And then she starts saying the things she's gonna do.
I'm gonna count to 10. The door's gonna open, okay? You're gonna open the door and stop hiding behind the door like a little bitch. Okay, I'm gonna bring something back.
We learned from Dominic's mother that there was an incident about 2 weeks before the crash where Dominic had called his mother. He was in a car with Mackenzie on Interstate 71. He was telling his mother that Mackenzie was driving erratically and threatening to crash the car.
While police continue to canvass for evidence, they get cell phone records.
What was retrieved from Mackenzie's phone was a GPS hit literally at that intersection of the impact site, indicating that at least her cell phone had been there just 3 days before the crash.
And the question is, why would she be there? It's not near her home. She doesn't work there. It's in the middle of an industrial park, an office park. And yet there she is driving this same path.
To investigators, it looks like a dry run.
Mackenzie knew that street. I believe she knew exactly what she was gonna do when she turned on to Progress. And I think that most likely that night, Dominic told Mackenzie he was leaving. Mackenzie is not used to being told no. She gets her way, or something is going to happen. She did this on purpose. This was her solution to life without Dominic. And Davion was seen as just cargo to Mackenzie. She was clearly trying to take all three of their lives. The detectives struggled to believe it because they couldn't comprehend that somebody could do this, and survive, but do it intentionally. But there was no other possible explanation.
Hi, Mackenzie. You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2.
Could you please be careful taking this one off so it doesn't break the bracelet, please?
You got it. You got it.
It was shocking, and yet it felt, you felt a sense of relief. Like, all we wanted was the truth from the very start. That's all we ever wanted.
Mackenzie faces 12 separate charges, including for the murder of Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan. She will be tried as an adult.
Your decisions forever robbed Dominic and Davion of the futures that they had before them. She had a mission, and she executed it with precision. Her actions were controlled, methodical, deliberate, intentional, and purposeful. This was not reckless driving. This was murder.
She delivered a verdict guilty on all counts, including the purposeful murder of Davion Flanagan and Dominic Russo.
I didn't feel happy at all. I didn't feel joy. I felt relief. Like, good, she's not out there anymore. She can't hurt anyone else. She can't hurt herself even. Just put her away and let there be justice for Davion and Dominic.
There's only one person who's responsible for the pain of everyone in this room, and that person is you, Mackenzie.
Mackenzie Shirilla is sentenced to a minimum of 15 years to life in prison.